So Vedic times, even those who are karmakandi, having material desires, even they will be revolving around the the lotus feet of the Lord. But modern times is a completely divergent times. So therefore, modern times is a very dangerous culture to live in, because there is no falling on the absolute goal of life. You see, Vedic times there is a very severe falling back, because everything is revolving around. Even if one wants karma kanda, one will refer to the Vedas. But that's not the case in modern day. Modern day times, even if one wants spirituality, not referring to the Vedas, he thinks he can invent his own spirituality. He thinks he can innovate some new ideas and ideate a new, practical version of spirituality. People feel like that. So unfortunate. Just like you see Ajamil went so off track. So off track he went. So in his 20s, he must have taken a divergent turn, and he went to such high degrees of sinful lifestyles and a sinful mindset. He became a murderer, and he became a looter and murderer and all that. Very ghastly. And but you see, in 60 years he came back. And he might have gone off track 24, 25, or maybe 27, 28, 30. And came back by 88. That's Vedic culture. You see, even if one has gone completely off track, still the culture is so prominent. What brought him back? His son's name. Why he gave that son's name? That culture. That's a culture. He didn't name his son some Larry Gary, Tom Dick Harry. Yeah, he didn't name his son like that. He named his son as Narayan. That's the point. He just happened to name his son Narayan. So what saved him back? It's the culture, is it not? The tradition. That way. So that means that that basically means that when he was thinking of naming his sons, he might have referred to the Vedas. Or he might have remembered the Vedas, is it not? He didn't think of some googling it out. Refer to the Vedas. So that's what we can understand here. So when Prachina Bhari is not having pure desires, so yes, Prabhupada is telling that a spiritual master and father should be like that. But Prachina Bhari was not in that mood exactly. He wanted to have some piety, some religiousness, not full on, right? Not full on, because he himself was not practicing. But because the Vedic culture, the prominence was the Vedas of the prominence, he happened to direct them towards the Vedic path. That's an interesting point. Sasamudram upavistirm apashyan samuhatsarah mahamana iva swacham prasanna salilashayam. While traveling, the Pracetas happened to see a great reservoir of water. Which seemed almost as big as the ocean. The water of this lake was so calm and quiet that it seemed like the mind of a great soul. And its inhabitants, the aquatics, appeared very peaceful and happy to be under the protection of such a watery reservoir. The word Sa Samuddra means near the sea. The reservoir of water was like a bay, for it was not very far from the sea. The word Upa, meaning more or less, is used in many ways, as in the word Upapati, which indicates a husband, more or less. That is to say, a lover who is acting like a husband. Upa also means greater, smaller, or nearer. Considering all these points, the reservoir of water which was seen by the Pracetas while they were traveling was actually a large bay or lake. And unlike the sea or the ocean, which has turbulent waves, this reservoir was very calm and quiet. Indeed, the water was so clear that it seemed like the mind of some great soul. There may be many great souls, Gyanis, Yogis, Bhaktas, pure devotees, are also called great souls, but they are very rarely found. One can find many great souls among yogis and jnanis, but a truly great soul, a pure devotee of the Lord, who is fully surrendered to the Lord, is very rarely found. Samahatma Sudullabha, 719. A devotee's mind is always calm, quiet, and desireless because he is always Anya Abhilashita Shunyam, having no desire other than to serve Krishna as his personal servant, friend, father, mother, or conjugal lover due to his association with Krishna. A devotee is very calm and cool. It is also significant that within that reservoir, all the aquatics were also very calm and quiet because the disciples of a devotee have taken shelter of great souls. They become very calm and quiet and are not agitated by the waves of the material world. This material world is described as an ocean of nescience. In an ocean, everything is agitated. The mind of great devotee is also like an ocean or a very great lake, but there is no agitation. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 241, Vyavasatmika buddhir ekeha kurunandana yasmin sito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate. Even if he suffers, oh, this is a different verse. Okay, those who are fixed in the service of the Lord are not agitated by anything. That's 622 Bhagavad Gita, Yasmin Sito. Okay, sorry. Even if he suffers some reversals in life, a devotee is never agitated. Therefore, whoever takes shelter of a great soul or a great devotee becomes pacified. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya, 1949, it is said that Krishna Bhakta Nishkam Atha Aiva Shanta, a devotee of Lord Krishna is always peaceful because he has no desire, whereas the yogis, karmis, and jnanis have so many desires to fulfill. One may argue that the devotees of desires, for they wish to go back to Godhead. A devotee is satisfied in any condition of life. Consequently, the word Mahan Manaha is used in this verse to indicate that the reservoir of water was as calm and quiet as the mind of a great devotee. Srila Prabhupada explains that, yes, that great calm, clear lake which Pracetas came upon was probably a bay. A bay exactly looks like an ocean. It looks exactly like an ocean. It's oceanic and it connects to the ocean anyways. So, but as Prabhupada is highlighting, a bay doesn't get so many waves, agitated waves, it's the ocean. It's just calm and quiet. So Melbourne, our temple is next to the bay. It's not the ocean, it's a bay. Next to the ocean, I mean, next to the temple is the bay. Yeah, the 2 minutes. Oh yes, it looks oceanic. Means it's as good as an ocean. So bay exactly means that, if the geometry is of the the geometry of the country is straight like that. If there is a little bit of dent inside, there is a little bit of dent, in the country, the little bit of dent. So then the water which comes in that dent, and it's actually ocean water, but actually it is a bay. That's called as a bay. So it won't get much of the turbulence which the ocean is having because it's a dent inside. It's a small dent inside. So the water doesn't get that. Sometimes there is a narrow, the water comes in, but then the outlet is narrow. So it's relatively quite calm than the ocean. So that's called as bay. So, but it's next to the ocean. Bays don't exist in the land area. It's just next to the ocean. Yeah, so it starts with a dent and then it mixes into the ocean. So whatever is inside the dent, you won't find that much turbulence there. Like that. Just like this place, Ramana. So probably it's a bay. That's why it's so peaceful. So probably it's a big geometrical bay actually. That's why it's so peaceful. So water just comes, it's a little bit, it's peaceful, no much problems, Big waves are not able to penetrate. Like that. That's interesting. So Prabhupada is comparing a great soul to an ocean. Prabhupada is comparing the great soul to an ocean. So Prabhupada says the great soul is like an ocean, but he is not agitated. His mind is peaceful. And Prabhupada says, why devotee is not agitated? Because his mind is focused. He just wants pleasure of Krishna. Ravasatmika buddhi ekeha kurunandana. Because he has that only one pointed goal of pleasing Krishna, then he is not agitated. So agitation is caused by material desires. Turbulence and troubles are caused by material desires. If it doesn't have material desires, one can be peaceful. And then it is explained that the aquatics in that lake were also very happy, and Prabhupada is comparing the aquatics to the disciples of the great soul. And they are also very happy, taking shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. Nilavatotpalamboja Kahalaren Divarakaram Hamsasara Sachakra Chakrahava Karandava Nikujitam. In that great lake, there were different types of lotus flowers. Some of them were bluish, some of them were red. Have you seen red and blue lotus? Some of them grow in the night, some in the day, and some, like the Indivara lotus flower in the evening. Combined together, the lotus flowers fill the lake, so that the lake appeared to be a great mine of such flowers. Consequently, on the shores there were swans and cranes and chakravakas and the karandavas and other beautiful water birds standing about. The word akaram, mine is significant in this verse. For the reservoir of water appeared like a mine from which different types of lotus flowers were produced. Some of the lotus flowers grew during the day, some at night, and some in the evening, and accordingly, they had different names and different colors. Okay, colors are also according to when they grow. All these flowers were present on that lake. Because that lake was so calm and quiet, and filled with lotus flowers. Superior birds like swans and chakravakas and karandavas stood on the shores and vibrated the different songs, making the entire scene attractive and beautiful. As there are different types of human beings, according to the association of the three qualities of material nature, there are similarly different types of birds, bees, trees, etc. Everything is divided according to the three qualities of material nature. Birds like swans and cranes, who enjoy clear waters and lotus flowers, are different from crows, who enjoy filthy places. Similarly, there are persons who are controlled by the modes of ignorance and passion, and those who are controlled by the mode of goodness. The creation is so varied that there are always varieties found in every society. Thus, on the bank of this lake, all the superior birds live to enjoy that atmosphere created by that great reservoir filled with lotus flowers. So we have heard this, as Prabhupada is highlighting, different birds in different modes, different animals in different modes, different trees in different modes. In fact, matter is always presented in three different modes. There is classification. So there are times of day in different modes, there are foods in different modes, and so on. So we have heard about this. One may say, or the question may come is that, okay, why is matter appearing in different modes? In general, when a person performs sinful activities, he is awarded mode of ignorance. You can look at it both ways. He performs sinful activity, therefore is awarded mode of ignorance, or because he developed nasty desires, therefore he is awarded the mode where those nasty desires can be experienced or explored. Is it not? Like mode of goodness will not lead to nasty desires. It won't be so nasty. But mode of ignorance, yes, definitely. It'll be nasty and ghastly. So the point is, when a living entity desires in that way, then he is awarded that particular mode, or that mode becomes permanent. Like that. So now why is matter in different modes? Why is matter in different modes? You see the point. The matter is existing in different modes because you see the point is what? That this is the arrangement of the Supreme Lord. By this the Supreme Lord made an arrangement that, see, what will happen is now the demigods are awarding that particular mode, and now this living entity will get attracted to all those aspects which are in the mode of ignorance. Like a person in the mode of ignorance will get attracted to intoxicants. He'll get attracted to working in the night, that way, He'll get attracted to non-veg, wine, and so on. Similarly, devotee in the mode, a person in the mode of goodness may not, even if he's not a devotee, he may be attracted to drinking milk, fruit juice, It'll be, so he would be interested in going to nature, seeing the waterfall, doing some meditation, writing some poetry, something like that. As a person in the mode of ignorance, he'll be interested in going to these casinos like Las Vegas and all that, some shabby places, sensuous and shabby places, like that. So that's the point. So in this way, we see the person keeps on sustaining his mode. Once he's awarded a mode, by default he'll get hooked to those kind of foodstuffs or items which will sustain that mode. Alongside, the Lord is also given a facility. However, if somehow or the other one gets an understanding, even if it is an intellectual understanding, that one should change his mode. This is not a good mode. Now, how do you change the mode? How do you change the mode? The mode is given, the mode is changed, but the karmic settings will change it very slowly based on your activities. So, how do you change the mode? So, you see, how do you change the mode? So, therefore, so that's where this arrangement of the Lord comes helpful there. So, if one associate with the things in the mode of goodness, one will develop mode of goodness slowly. If one gets some strength, some nourishment, then only one can behave in the mode of goodness. If he behaves in the mode of goodness, then slowly his karmic settings will change. The karmic settings will award the mode of goodness as a default mode for him, is it not? But how to stretch, where to get that energy from? That you can get from association with the particular material of all the modes. If one starts saying Krishna Prasadam, immediately it uplifts the person. Is it not? Even if one starts taking so Krishna Prasadam immediately uplifts the person, is it not? That's the point. So therefore, person who has to inculcate mode of goodness, what he has to do? Get up early in the morning. That's why in the beginning of our preaching only, in the very early stages, we start telling the boys, please get up, early in the morning, is it not? Just change your habits. If he starts getting up early in the morning, he'll start coming to more goodness. Is it not? That's the point. Morning time, morning time will necessitate a good vibration, is it not? Even if one goes outside, somebody is playing, some Lord Shiva song, some other Durga song, is it not? Even everybody outside is in a different mood, So the timing, but night 11 o'clock, the scene won't be like that, is it not? The scene will be, some drunkards are roaming around, is it not? The dogs are roaming around, thinking that it is their time now, they are the king, is it not? The morning time won't be like that. So one associates with the right things, modes change, is it not? So one of the techniques for giving away depression and other such suicidal tendencies, they recommend go and spend time in nature. But the moment you are in nature, you feel a bit peaceful, you feel cozy, you feel in place, you don't feel out of the place. You feel out of the place in a city life. We don't feel out of place in nature. Has anybody felt out of place in nature? You feel very homely there. Everybody feels very homely. But in city life, one feels out of the place. One feels, I have to compete so much, struggle for survival. Everybody is ready to accelerate me. How will I survive? How will I earn that much money? That's what one feels. So, why? Because different modes are existing. The mode of passion is existing. So insecurity has to be there. Wherever there is passion, there is going to be insecurity. One cannot separate it. To cut off insecurity, mode has to change. To cut off the mode, to change the mode, the diet has to change. Is it not? The diet changes, the activity will change. The activity changes, the defaults will start getting changed. Is it not? That's how it goes. Matam Brahmaram Shoshavarya Hastarona Latangripam Padmakosho Rajodikshu Vikshipat Pavanutsava. There were various trees and creepers. On all sides of the lake, and there were mad bumblebees humming all about them. The trees appeared to be very jolly due to the sweet humming of the bumblebees, and the saffron which contained in the lotus flowers, or which was contained in the lotus flower, was being thrown in the air These all created such an atmosphere that it appeared as though a festival was taking place. Trees and creepers are also different types of living beings. When bumblebees come upon trees and creepers to collect honey, suddenly such plants become very happy. On such an occasion, the wind also takes advantage of the situation by throwing pollen or saffron contained in the lotus flower. All these combines with the sweet vibration created by the swans and the calm of the water. The Pracetas considered such a lake to be like a continuous festival. From this description, it appears that the Pracetas reached Shivaloka, which is supposed to be situated near the Himalaya mountains. So Srila Prabhupada is explaining probably they reached Shivaloka. From the description we can understand very calm, very big lake. It was not a bay, you know. And the Prabhupada is giving the example, probably like a bay, But so like a bay that big, so we can imagine. But that's a kind of lake doesn't exist in this world, but probably in Kailash it can exist, is it not? No. So that's the point. So they came near Shivaloka. And you? Yes, mode of passion.